Well, hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing the new Pure Skin line from E.L.F. These products were gifted to me, but this video is not sponsored. I'm not required to even talk about them, but I've been getting a lot of requests to review them. So starting out, I'm gonna talk about the Pure Skin Cleanser with oat milk, allantoin, and niacinamide. I actually really have been enjoying this. It is a creamy cleanser. It's super gentle. It's a wonderful choice if you have really dry, sensitive skin. If you maybe are dealing with a lot of dryness and peeling from a topical medication, this would be a good choice. It's super gentle. I mean, it's like a lot of the kind of creamy, non-foaming cleansers that they're almost like a lotion consistency. That is how this is. It's good. But if you have makeup on or water-resistant sunscreen, I do suggest using like an oil cleanser or a cleansing balm first to really help you remove that film of cosmetic residue. But otherwise, this is really good for just removing impurities and dirt from the surface of the skin from throughout the day. Very mild. It's gentle to use around the eyes to help take off your eye makeup. Now this line is fragrance free. This does have a little bit of an earthy scent. I think it's the chamomile extract. So be aware of that if you have had irritation with chamomile as an ingredient in products before. I think all of these products have that. This also has, they're calling it oat milk, but it's oat kernel flour. And I guess, you know, when you reconstitute that in water, you can call it oat milk. I don't know. But oats, you guys know from my videos, they're rich in humectants. They have a natural kind of detergent action to them that's good for gentle cleansing. Oats also have antioxidants called avenanthramides. This does have niacinamide. I know many of you find that burns and stings, so be aware of that. It has ceramides. This cleanser is $9. I didn't think that was too expensive. E.L.F. is really pretty affordable. Cruelty-free and vegan, by the way. Let's talk about the toner with oat milk, aloe juice, and niacinamide. All right, I guess this is kind of supposed to be like a hydrating toner. The website says you can use it twice a day, morning and night. This has aloe leaf juice and it has witch hazel. Now both of those, they can have kind of an astringent, calming effect, calm down redness and irritation, but some people, their skin is easily irritated by those ingredients. So be careful if that is you. This has niacinamide, an ingredient that's good for redness, helping with hyperpigmentation, and is good for the moisture barrier. But some people are sensitive to that as well. Now, one thing about this that I find a little bit unusual is that nowhere on the front or on the website do they call out that this has glycolic acid in it. And I thought that was interesting. Now, glycolic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid. At low percentage strengths or low, weaker strengths, if you will, it is a humectant, so it helps with hydration in the skin. But it's an exfoliant too, depending on how the product is formulated. It can increase your sensitivity to the sun. So much so that most products that have alpha hydroxy acid in them, they usually come with a disclaimer to be sure to wear sunscreen because they can increase your risk of a sunburn. And this doesn't. I couldn't find it anywhere on the website or on the packaging. So be aware of that. If you use glycolic acid along with like retinoid, for example, depending on how this is formulated, especially, it can be a pretty irritating combination to pair them together at the same time. It's, I can't say for sure, is this going to be just a humectant? Is it a very mild formulation of glycolic acid? Or is it, going to cause more exfoliation, in which case put you more at risk for irritation? That's one thing I did not like about this. I would like more transparency when it comes to the hydroxy acids. Is this to moisturize, or is it something that's actually going to lead to exfoliating? I think consumers really need to know that in order to make a decision whether or not this is going to be right for them. And for people with deeper skin tones, if they're not aware that this has glycolic acid in it and they're not, careful, that can lead to the type of irritation that worsens hyperpigmentation. I just put a little bit in my palms, pat it onto the skin while the skin is still damp after cleansing. And it's very lightweight in consistency. I think it would be the type of product that you might enjoy as kind of an aftershave for the beard area. Depending on how the glycolic acid works in this, again, I don't know. It could help in reducing the risk of ingrown hairs. but it also could be really irritating. So I don't know. I feel like this formulation, there are a few unanswered questions that I simply cannot answer just by using the product as a consumer. I didn't develop any irritation or anything with this, but you know, that doesn't mean that someone else would, and having that information I think would be helpful. They're saying oat milk. Again, I don't know. When I think of milk, I think of more opaque, but it's just the oat kernel flour. And then of course it's got water in it, so whatever. But oats, again, are really good in skincare products, moisturizing, have antioxidants, mild, you know, kind of cleansing ability, but can be left on the skin. They have anti-inflammatory compounds, good for redness, irritation, eczema-prone skin. This also has ceramides, which is good for the moisture barrier, and it has trehalose, another humectant. Overall, I have to say I was least impressed with this product because, first of all, I, you know, was kind of confused. Is this a, you know, leave-on exfoliant or is this a leave-on hydrating toner? You know, I'd like to know kind of more about what the function of this is. So that I didn't care for. And then just the overall consistency, I just didn't really feel like this was adding much to my skincare routine. I've tried a lot of hydrating toners in the past. I think many of the ones that I've tried from like Misha, the Time Revolution, it's an essence, but you get my drift. I find that those improve moisture, you know, make my skin just more glowy, radiant, firmer in texture. I think their humectants help with that. But this, I don't know, it's kind of, I didn't even really notice that I had it on. It seemed like it wasn't really doing much. So to me, this was one that would be a pass. I wouldn't buy it myself. The group of people I think it might be worth is if you're looking for like an astringent, you've used witch hazel in the past, you found that was helpful for calming down redness, maybe as an aftershave. Yeah, for me, this one would be a pass. It's not one I would buy myself. While I didn't have any problem with it, I also didn't really appreciate any benefit with it. There are a lot of unknowns as far as the glycolic acid, like what is the goal of this product? Is it a hydrating toner or is it a gentle exfoliating toner? I think the consumer would really benefit from some more information other than just with oat milk, aloe juice, and niacinamide. So the toner, like the cleanser, is $9. I didn't think that was too expensive. I mean, that's pretty inexpensive for a toner. All right, moving on to the Pure Skin Moisturizer, again with oat milk, ceramides, and niacinamide. I actually liked this. I liked, first of all, the packaging is a pump, which I really appreciate because most of the E.L.F skincare products are in a jar. The moisturizers are in a jar. So I like that this was in this pump. It has ceramides, which are good for the moisture barrier. It has niacinamide, which is helpful for redness, hyperpigmentation, and the moisture barrier. Although if you are sensitive to niacinamide, you may not get along with this. It has oats in it and sodium hyaluronate. So similar beneficial ingredients to the other products in the line. I will say one thing about this, the consistency is one of those moisturizers that goes on a little streaky. There are no silicones in it. There's no dimethicone. And for me personally, I really enjoy silicones in my moisturizers, and I think that's why this doesn't spread so well on the skin in comparison to their Holy Hydration fragrance-free cream, which I prefer to this. It spreads on the skin more easily, and it really feels nicer on the skin. It's just a personal preference for me. This, like I said, it kind of goes on more streaky, but I know a lot of you guys do not like the consistency, the feel of silicone-based moisturizers, in which case you may try this out. It's okay. I would personally buy the Holy Hydration face cream. I prefer that one. And in contrast to this, the Holy Hydration face cream has peptides in it. This does not. This has ceramides in it, however, whereas that does not. So it's kind of a difference. This has the oats, that doesn't. They both have niacinamide though, so neither are good if you find that niacinamide is irritating. But overall, I thought this was decent. I will finish it up, but I much prefer the Holy Hydration face cream. And I also prefer the hemp line. They have a fragrance-free facial moisturizer that's really good from E.L.F. Same price as this, but I don't know, the consistency, it goes on more easily on the skin, spreads better. Just kind of a matter of personal preference. When the moisturizers don't spread well and they go on streaky, I don't know, I always feel like after everything kind of sets up and dries, I almost feel like moisturizers like that, they feel a little filmy on the skin and not quite like the skin is being moisturized, but I think that's more in my head because, you know, the following day my skin feels soft and whatever. So it works for me, but it's just not the feel, the consistency that I prefer. So those are the products. I like them, but for me personally, the only one that I would consider like buying again or pulling out of my pocket again for like a video that I would be recommending products would be the cleanser, because this is a really good cleanser for people who are dealing with a lot of dryness and peeling and irritation but still need gentle cleansing. You don't want something that's going to strip the moisture barrier. This would be a standout for me. So I really like this personally. I thought it was very good. And it is definitely one that I would, you know, pull out again for a video recommendation, or I would, you know, repurchase myself. I think it is very good. The toner, I would just like some more information on exactly what the intended purpose of this is. While it didn't cause any problems for me, I do think that, you know, other groups might run into issue with it. I'm puzzled that there's no sunburn warning with the glycolic acid in this, which leads me to believe that the glycolic acid is, the formulation is such that it's really just there as maybe a humectant, not really as an exfoliant. And if you're gonna pare down your routine to just the basics, then this is not necessary. And, you know, having a good moisturizer is gonna offer many of the same benefits that this could without needing an additional product. Now the moisturizer, I think it could be improved upon. I would prefer if they threw in some silicones into this, because I think that would make for better spread and just feel nicer on the skin. But that is my personal preference. The ingredients are good. It's gentle enough to tolerate around the eyes. I like that it is in a pump package as opposed to a jar, simply because I find jar packaging to be annoying to get in and out of. I prefer a pump. In my video on the E.L.F predicted 2022 skincare trends, remember niacinamide is not going anywhere. I love niacinamide, it's a great ingredient, but I know a lot of you guys out there find it very irritating to your skin. So for those of you who have issue with niacinamide, then you're not gonna get along well with these. Now, one thing I will point out on their website, they have a little set of 3 small travel sizes of these products, you know, each of them in a travel size. The set is $15. If you wanna try these, I would suggest getting that. That way you can test them out, see if you actually like them. Because this, if you did get it, it's gonna take forever to go through this. And if you don't like it, it's just a huge waste. Likewise, the cleanser, if it doesn't, you know, if you don't care for this, it's a lot of gentle cleanser to gently cleanse through unhappily. So get the little travel kit to try them out. I would think that that would be a better choice than just investing in one of these. It's $15, that's not too expensive, $5 a piece. Overall though, these products, in my opinion, are very affordable. Let me know in the comments though, have you tried out anything from this line? I'm glad to see that E.L.F has been coming out with a lot more fragrance-free products over the years. When I first started on YouTube, everything that they had, you know, was just mostly fragrance. But, you know, with the Holy Hydration line, the hemp line, and now these, there are a lot more options for people who need to avoid fragrance, which I think is good. All right, you guys, on the end slate, it's gonna be my video reviewing Cocoa Kind if you wanna check that out. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.